I think it's just seeing like all our old friends from like all of the other churches come together.
Good. So the fellowship was a good factor. Okay, I can't resist. I'm gonna go up there. That's so good. And how many people do you think came?
Well, we had maybe a total of what, 50, 60?
Yeah, around 60. 60.
Oh, way to go!
It was like a total,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
I count about 65 or something.
Yeah, including us.
Yeah. Including.
Okay, listen. When you're counting, I'll give you my version. This is not biblical. When you're counting, you count everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that moves, man. So you just said, how many were there? 60?
Yeah,
One time I was going for a new record, and man, I was one short. And I found one pregnant lady, and I counted her twice. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, this was really important. And what about the people that you invited? Do you think that they were happy and excited to be there and be with you last week?
Yeah.
Do you think they were happy? Yeah, that's so great. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, what else? What was the best? What was some of the great things that you experienced? What do you think?
I think it was really nice that we had a schedule that like transitioned smoothly. So when we entered, there's like greetings and all that stuff, and then we moved on to worship, and then we moved on to message, and then to games, and to eating. It was just like really smoothly. Like we didn't like mess up or anything. So
Yeah. And did you print that out? Your agenda?
Oh, no.
Did everybody know what it was?
Oh, no.
Not
I
really.
just give it to
Yeah.
But everybody knew.
Yeah.
the youth. Yeah. But not like,
Well, what the big program next time we should, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But
It's nice.
Oh, okay. But the whole team knew exactly what was going to happen. And that gave you great security. It was great. Yeah. Okay. All right. I love that. What else? What else was one of the best things about it that you learned?
from my point of view, I see the heart of service. They all do their best. I can tell. They very energetic, right? Like they do it with all they can. I mean, like, all kind of services.
Yeah. And then what about you guys? Did anybody come that's not a part of this group, but did anybody come and do service and get alongside of you?
Oh yeah, we had like most of our, like 99% of our youth came.
You put everybody to work.
Yeah,
That's
we needed pretty much everybody. Because
Yeah.
we made our own food. We made about 80 sandwiches.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was all from scratch. And
Whoa.
yeah, we got a kid that was like, what? But how old was Benny? 12. He was doing sandwiches. He was prepping it, and we got other kids too. Yeah, it was great.
Man, it's so great. It sounds so much fun. And then how many hours did you put in on that Saturday? Because you were there obviously longer than the event.
Yeah. When did you get there again?
You get that Friday.
3:30.
I got there on Friday.
Yeah, we started at 3:30 on Friday. 'Cause
Okay.
We had to make the sandwiches and make sure the decoration and everything, and then we got home around like 10:30.
That's good.
Yeah.
When you report that, you say, I spent a week there one night.
Yeah.
I spent a week one night. Okay, and then what about the decorations? What was the theme? What did you guys do on decoration?
It was just very basic. I had like a twinkle light, and there was just a bunch of lights and a little photo booth that was just white, and then twinkle lights behind it. And yeah, there was just a bunch of lights.
That's really cool. I like the photo booth idea too.
Yeah, the one time we put up lights is sunny, so it was very hard for. We put lights outside, so it was very hard to see because we had lights outside. We had wrapped around the pillars and everything, but when people got there around 6:30, it was still sunny and bright. So
Yeah, the time change.
yeah,
Busy
it was
dogs.
tough,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh, that's great. Tell me about the photo booth. Were people really excited?
I think we took a lot of pictures, yeah. Like everyone went in and we were like, oh, there's a photo booth, like right away. So, you know, they took pictures before they went into the sanctuary. So, yeah.
Isn't it amazing how much we love to take pictures and selfies and have our friends? And if you create a backdrop, it's almost like creating an event that people just run to. They want to be a part of it. Okay, what else? What else is among the best things that you experienced and learned and stuff?
I think it was nice to have a little cafe that we made. Like Tom bought all the supplies, and then me and my sister, we were taking orders and making them. So that was pretty cool.
Ooh, you actually took orders. How would you assess the program? Like, did Alex do well on the music? Was the music a good deal?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about Tim? Tim's message? Did you enjoy it? All right. Okay. Okay.
And the game was good.
What?
They were playing the game too.
Uh-huh. What were the games? Tell me that.
Well, the thing is, I wish I could have done a few more, just a different game for another one. Because the thing is, we didn't know how many people were coming at the time. So for next event, that's what we needed to gather, make a list of how many people are coming, so we could better assess things. Because I didn't know how many people were coming, so I need to make a game that I can change on the fly, or it will work for 10, 15, 20, 30, 60 people.
Yeah.
So if I knew how many people were coming, I can come up with better engaging games.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they have fun, but like I wanted more engaging games too.
Yeah. Well, here's the two sides of that. One is, it's great that you predicted, you were there, you were able to make that work. And then on the other side, yeah, you never know how many are going to come, but to be ready for that. But you always hope that you get messed up.
Yeah.
That so many people come that you're going, oh no, what are we gonna do? That's really a good place to be in. It doesn't sound comfortable, but it's a really good place to be in. Yeah, very, very good, very, very good. Okay, and then tell me again about Tim's message. How did it go over? Did people accept it?
It wasn't a boring message, like you could engage with it.
Okay, that's great. It was not boring. That's really important. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So much preaching is actually very boring. The number one reason that lost people don't go to church is because of the boring sermons. Really, statistically, more people stop going to church because of bad preaching. The second reason is they're always asking for money. They go, oh, I'm not going to go to church because you always want money. The third reason was, I don't know if you'll be friendly to me. Because new people, they're very shy. They don't know. And then the fourth reason was kids, and it was, I don't think you'll take good care of my children. Which doesn't, your group, you're not going to have too much of that problem. But yeah, the boring preaching. Very good. I'll tell Tim. Say, hey Tim, man, you weren't boring at all. All right, what would you do differently next time? What are some things that you walked away and you said, you know what, here's something we could do better, or I think we need to change some things. Games would be one of those things. You'd say, I want to have more games that I can you know, make bigger or smaller? What else would you do differently?
I think we have a good setup there, right? Kevin? We have a good setup so far.
Yeah, everybody help.
Yeah. You do a good job.
That's great.
The food is good.
Yeah, the food good. Decoration?
Decoration good. See what we're gonna run.
Yeah.
Last minute try to buy and
Yeah.
create more, you know, background.
That's good.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to stay within your budget, or did you go over your budget a little bit?
We didn't see the bill yet.
We didn't have a budget. We didn't have a budget before.
Good, good.
Well, I sent
The first
budget
time,
to-
no budget. Next time, oh, you'll have a budget.
I don't think we spent that much though. Because we made our own food, so that saved a lot of money. If you buy it from like somewhere else, it's gonna cost like crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah, but in the future, we plan, you know, the budget. Probably next year, then we want to put how much money for the youth, and you know,
Yes.
so they got it. That fun to use that money.
Yeah. As an elder, you see that. You see that they need to be able to spend and budget their own money.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
Right.
probably maybe give them a credit card or something, so they can.
Yeah,
They can-
he gave me a debit card.
Debit card, his debit card.
Oh, way to go. Can I borrow it for a while?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
No, but
Well, only this
from the
time.
church,
Yeah.
from the church, so you can use it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
This because it's the first time, I just want to
Yeah.
do it best, and we adjust and we do budget next time.
Yeah.
So it's,
Ah, you did great. Okay, what else would you do differently? What do you think? Is there any changes that you would make?
I think we might have to work on our
innovation.
yeah. Gotta
Okay.
work on being able to open up, talk to new people. Because when I did like a post-event assessment, that's what a lot of people said. Like I asked them what they we need to improve on, and that's what they said.
Okay.
Didn't open up to new people.
Okay, let me ask. So do you think that is a do you think it's because you're young, or do you think it's because you're new? Do you think in the Japanese in Vietnamese culture, do you think that maybe quiet is better, or what do you think about that engagement? What kept people from engaging? Describe that for us.
They're very nervous.
Nervous.
They're just nervous. They're too scared, That's pretty much it, I think. In this culture, these little teams, very nervous to reach out. So
Okay.
yeah.
Was it the same at the beginning as it was at the end, or do you think the engagement got better over the course of the night? Or was it the whole night, was it a little bit nervous?
Definitely, like after the games where I separated them into groups, they were able to cheer on each other. They were able to, first, in first command you kind of still shielded. You don't have anything that break that barrier that you have. You have a bubble in first command. Like, oh shoot, I don't want to, break that bubble and and embarrass myself or something.
Yeah.
So, but after the games, everybody played, they had fun, they started laughing, cheering in their teammates. I think that's when they're open a little bit more. I think after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good. What does everybody else feel about that, the engagement? Is everybody just a little bit shy? Or do you think everybody was doing so much that it, kept you from doing things? What do you guys think about that? What do you think?
I mean, it's always awkward at first when you're talking to like an old friend again, or if you try to mingle with someone that you don't really know, I mean, yeah, like we would start having questions and asking questions. Oh, how have you been and all that stuff. But then it gets to a point where it's awkward and you don't know what to say to them, and they don't know what to say. So both of you just like standing there and you're like, oh, talk to you in a bit later.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Wow.
For me, I blame on the COVID. But they break the barrel.
They broke the barrier, okay?
Everybody take the mask and eat the sandwich.
That's good.
They're very hungry. After
Yeah.
everything.
Well, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, anything else under that category of doing things different? What do you think?
Oh, I guess this time was really a friends' night. It was more of a church get-together.
Okay.
So for next time, I think we could maybe focus just on friends' night, because it's really hard if you have friends and then you have your old church friends from different church and you have to try to mingle with both of them instead of focusing on one person at a time. So, maybe for the friends' night, we just strictly invite our friends who are non-believers or something, so that
Close to you.
yeah, so that you're with them the entire time, so they feel welcome instead of maybe feeling left out or anything. So.
Okay, I like that. I'm just gonna put the words invite friends, but I know what you're meaning. Okay, that's great, that's a great idea. And how do you think we could, what are some of the things that we need to do to be successful reaching our friends? Our circle of friends, people that we actually know. Maybe they don't go to church. What do you think? What would be a secret in doing that? How could we do that?
Well, one of our students that brought her friend said, or her cousin, she said, we have free food. And he said, okay, I'm there.
Free food.
Yeah, so I think that's just easy, yeah. A lot of people just come, they hear free food and games. Kids, they hear that, they're like, okay, easy, I'll come. What am I going to do on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
Study, watch some anime,
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, rather, have free food, games,
That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you think for next time, what's something that you would do, not just differently, but you'd go, you know what, let's not do that. Let's go in a different direction. Or what do you think? What are some major things that you might bring again next time? The invitations is one, flexible games is one. What else would you bring to your next event? By the way, congratulations. You did break a record here. Don't you think 60 is probably the biggest turnout you've ever had? Am I right or wrong on that?
No.
You've had more than 60?
We've done events where we had like maybe over 100,
Okay.
20. Cause
But back then, no COVID.
yeah, well, yeah,
Remember?
Yeah.
This is different.
If you consider
COVID is
yeah.
different.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
consider COVID, then but
Yeah.
before pre-COVID, yeah, we've done
Okay.
a few.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're climbing back.
Yeah.
That's good. What do you think your visitors from other churches, what were they thinking and what were they feeling that night? What do you think?
From different church.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
Oh, it was fun.
Are you planning to
Good.
come back?
Are you planning to come back? Yay! Good. Okay. And that's what you do. You set that up so that other people, it inspires other people to go back to their own church, make better events, or sometimes when a person is looking for a change, they'll go, oh man, I gotta check these guys out more. I need to do more of it. Okay. Anything else? What would you do different, or what would you add? Or what would you say, oh, let's never do that part of it again? What do you think?
next time I think we should prepare a lot earlier, right? For the invitation engagement and invite friend, we need to start even now
Mhm.
to build the relationship or
Mhm.
to do some outreach. I think I saw the, is that an apartment next to our church? Is that right? Cross Point apartment?
Mm.
I don't think so.
No? There's a-
Apartment?
No,
Like
apartment.
right next to it? I don't think that right next.
No, that's a condo. That's
Okay.
like a
Oh.
townhouse.
If we can find a residents around the church, and if they have young people around there, we can go and do something, not like a mini or a small event.
Yeah, we can pass out. We can create cards. And
Yeah.
we can pass that out door to door, which wouldn't be too
Around
bad.
that, so they can
Yeah.
walk in distance, they can come. I mean, and somebody said they free food, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe next time we do even better food. I mean, more, right?
Once COVID, and we can start to open things up, we were able to,
Taco.
get bigger ideas going.
Mhm. Were you guys able to use social media at all?
Yeah.
Facebook,
We
Instagram?
use Instagram. We started a new, so we just started one. We had to make a new name we had to get a name for a youth. Like you said,
Yeah. What did it turn out?
Everybody voted for a Young Disciples Ministry, and then Heather created a logo for us. So we have a logo now.
Nice. What does the logo look like?
I'll show you.
Good job.
Yeah. So we voted for a logo.
Are you an artist?
Not really.
But you can do it.
So it's pretty much this.
Oh, I
This
like
is Young
it.
Disciple Ministry.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Kids nowadays, yeah.
That's great. And that shows up on your Facebook?
Instagram. The kids nowadays don't use
Yeah,
Facebook,
no
so-
one's using Facebook.
Yeah,
I know that.
so-
I keep saying it because it got so huge. It's still
It's still
growing.
used. Half the world has Facebook, but the thing is, then most of the time they don't use it, like the teens.
No, yeah, that's right. I've heard that it's not very good. Is Instagram the best, or is there
Yeah.
one that's better these days?
Instagram, if you want to promote things like a youth group, yeah.
Instagram works.
Yeah, because you can post pictures, you can post a story, and you can send messages to people.
Put in little mini videos.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
good.
I'm using that for our church too,
Yeah.
for the English church, and it seems to be picking up.
Yeah.
Here I'm dealing with like conservative Russian tradition. They don't do much in terms of advertising or anything.
Yeah.
It's like a new idea. So yeah, it takes a while for things to start. That's
Mhm.
good. Okay, what else? What would you tell me about the event? Is there anything else that I need to know or hear about?
Anything? I don't know. It was pretty. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We had fun. I think.
How about the band? I mean,
Huh?
next time,
Oh.
we use the same band, or what do we do?
I mean, if we're gonna do it in summer, I think we'll be ready by summer. Yeah.
To do another event
Yeah. but
by summer?
Yeah, to do a band too by summer for our church.
Oh.
Oh, they want to lead. Yeah, they want to lead their.
We can
Yeah.
leave,
Great.
yeah, during summer though. That's like the earliest we can do.
Yeah, that's great though. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what the kids were saying. They wanted their next time maybe their own band to lead worship, or that's what I was hearing from the post assessment. So yeah, band, and maybe even having that they said having their own preacher, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Well, if you plan in advance, you can do that easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good. Music is a big deal. Anything else that you would think of? Last 1 minute. What do you think? Okay. Pretty good event. Very, very good. Came out of COVID. Swinging. You're making it. That's really good. Okay, so if you remember, the next big event is coming up, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
What, would you want to do that as part of adult church and youth? Would you work together on that? Or would you guys like to have your own event for Mother's Day? What do you think? What would be best for your ministry? And what would be best for the church? What do you think?
So Pastor Truman and I, we've talked about it, and I think it'd be best if we do it as a church. Because if we throw our own event, I'm not sure how that works. Because it's Mother's Day, you know. We need the mothers. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And usually the church, they like to do, for us, we usually just buy the gifts. We plan the gifts out. This is what the youth usually do. We plan the gifts and we pass it out during Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else. Maybe we thought about making the coffee shop again because it was so popular.
I bet you it was popular.
Yeah, everybody from our youth had one. I mean, I didn't think it would be that popular because it was 7 o'clock at nighttime, and coffee. Everybody was in, caffeine.
Nobody slept that night. I tell you that.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe we can get another coffee shop going for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure what else can the youth do really on Mother's
Mm-hmm.
Day. What do you think?
Well, here's a few things that I would say about Mother's Day. Mother's Day is going to be very, very well attended anyway. It's the biggest flower selling day of the year.
Yeah.
It's the biggest postcard selling day of the year. More phone calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year. Restaurants are packed out on Mother's Day more than any other day of the year. Fathers, we don't do too good, next month. But Mother's Day, man, everybody wants to honor their mother. And that is really a cool thing. So just remember, moms have a high expectation that day is going to be a pretty good day. So they're already thinking about it, probably. A lot of them have been thinking about it already. Okay, so that being said, the second thing that's true that no one ever thinks about is that more men will come on Mother's Day than any other Sunday. Because the women in a man's life that want him to come to church, whether he's a son or whether he's a husband, they make the men come. So on that day, it's usually best, or I found, this is my opinion, I preach more to the men. And I would have a message that would really build up the idea of a man becoming a better man in his home, a better father, a better husband, and I would preach to the men. I think that it's a mistake to preach to the women on that day, because the men that have been forced to go to church, they don't want to go back to that boring sermon idea. Oh man, I heard about, women of the Bible. Oh man, they're going to go home, they'll say, I'll never go to church again. So I would say that that's a very, very important perspective to have. The other thing that I've done that I think that you guys will do fantastic, because you just proved it, is that photo area where everyone can get a photo taken. That becomes an important reminder of that day. It's a chance to do good. The other thing that I thought of over time, when I started off as a young pastor, I made sure that we honored all the mothers. Mother's Day, we honored mothers only. But I changed it, and I said, if you're here today, any woman here today, I would make it for any woman. I would honor them. So what we would do is when people were walking in, we would give each woman a rose, and then when the church got huge, we'd make sure that each woman got a carnation, you know, very beautiful, and everything was nice that way. There's a lot of women, you're not dealing with this yet, but in evangelism, you're going to reach a lot of people that have had a difficult life. And so some women might have had a miscarriage. Some women might have grown up just very, very, the idea of motherhood makes them very, very unhappy. And so for some women, Mother's Day is like one of the most horrible days of the year, because they might think of their failings, they might think of what they could have had, they might think of a lost child. There's all kinds of things that they can think about. So I try to make that a very uplifting day for all women, because if you only elevate a certain part of your women, the other part of women in the church feels second class. So on that day, I wouldn't do that. Those are two things just from my heart that I would share with you. And remember, not many people do it my way. I'm not the greatest, I'm not the smartest, I know that. But at least think about what I've said, that as you honor the mother, you're also going to want to be honoring all women. And so I use a lot of illustrations in my sermons that men will like, and I try to talk to that man that's out there. It appears to me that women in general are more sensitive to God, more sensitive to spiritual things. And so men, sometimes they're very, very reluctant to participate. But if you will talk to the men and tell stories to the men, women don't mind. They don't say, oh, you just ignored us on Mother's Day. They write you back and they say, man, thanks a lot, because what you've done for us and what you've done for our family is so surprising. My husband actually enjoyed it. He's told me he will come back again. That's your goal. Your goal in all of these events is to get people to come back a second time, a third time, a fourth time. This is like a fishing net. So you have 60 that come. Now, who can you follow up and who can you invite back so that people will just continue to come? Who can you do that with? So talk to me now a minute about follow-up. What did you do on follow-up?
I sent out an email thanking them, and yeah, thank them for coming. Hope they had a great time. Hope we see them in the next future event. Yeah, I sent this because I used those cards that we had. I sent
Good.
emails, and some of them it was easier to just send out a message on Instagram. So I sent out a message on Instagram. Yeah.
That's good. It's great. Okay. I love it. Well, are you gonna be? Who's gonna be preaching on Mother's Day? Do you know already?
Not yet, but we.
You're gonna preach tomorrow.
Yes,
You will preach tomorrow.
about how to prepare the Mother's Day.
How preparing?
After discussion tonight. I
Yeah.
mean this morning.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Can I throw out some
Yeah.
ideas before I forgot?
Go.
Yeah, he talked much about like focus on the man and the husband. But for us here, do you think we have some idea for the Mother's Day, how to encourage the children of the mother who have not participated in our youth group yet, or fade away from church for a long time, but the parents still here? That's one. The other one, did we got some information of some of the youth group from Cross Point, right?
Huh?
The youth group,
Cross Point?
Cross Point youth group. Do you know that?
I
They
think
show up some, right?
Only three.
some of them but
Yeah.
I didn't really get they wrote their name, but then that's it. So I couldn't contact them.
Only 3 of them.
Yeah.
I know but that's fine because the rest, I heard from Pastor Zach that they went away from their family because of the spring break and not coming back, or so. But do you need to assign somebody to follow up those, even those group? We need to follow up and ask them to participate more with us in the next time because that's their church too. So that's 2 things I want to throw out for you to think. And first, like on the Mother's Day, do you know any young people in that church no longer there, but their parents there? We want to get to reach them and you know. And
Yeah,
then,
I think I know a few. I'll contact them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try my best to contact them. And I think, and I know a person that I have, the Bible app.
Mhm.
I'm friends with on the Bible app. I see her reading her Bible, but don't see, and her family comes here sometimes, but I don't see her. So maybe I'll contact her, and maybe we can see her Mother's Day. But I think what I like we could do is another flyer. We have another flyer saying, "Oh, we have a photo booth and coffee." The men, the men will be attracted to free coffee.
Yeah.
So we can get another flyer and we can repost it on Facebook and Instagram. Well, I think Facebook. I think because this is more of a double event.
It's right.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
Facebook is gonna be.
So you keep them both coming, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that'd be good. Get more people coming in.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. What about? I know you're thinking of putting something together in the summer, musically. I'm wondering, what if you put together a choir, like, so that there would be many voices on that day, and feature it, and the moms would come. They'd be going, "Oh, there's my little girl." You know what I mean? It would be a really happy moment for most mothers. What do you think about something like that? Because I got to tell you, moms would go nuts for that. What do you think? And the dads would like it too. But
Wait, how many weeks do we have until Mother's Day?
oh, that's good. What's the date of Mother's Day?
Yeah, make sure we have enough time to pull it off first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 weeks until it's Mother's Day.
What's the date?
May 9th.
May 9th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm surprised. That's pretty early.
Yeah.
Okay, May 9th. Or, do you think we can pull off a choir? Or what do you think?
I mean, usually every year for Mother's and Father's Day, the youth always like sing a song or something like that. But I don't know. It just depends because usually we'd have like either my mom or Duva and one of our piano players. They would come and practice with us. But I don't know if they're doing it this year. It just depends usually on them because they usually lead for us to sing.
The adults would arrange for it.
Yeah, so it just depends if it fits in their
If
schedule.
if I were you, I'd take control of it and say, oh, we can
Yeah.
do it.
Surprise them.
Oh
You
yeah,
could-
but we need a piano player to do that.
No, I know, but you know what? Let me
Put up-
give you some suggestions on that. Is that music that you guys like? You're gonna sing the best, and if you're thinking, oh, okay, this is what my mom and dad would like this song more than others, because you know what, that generational thing, music gets different for each generation. And so when you're asked to sing, you're probably asked to sing older generation music. If you could find something in the middle, you could do it with do you guys have video and PowerPoints and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Because you could actually do it with a beautiful backup tape with scenery going behind you as you're doing it. There's more. I think you could find a lot of different musical ways of doing it. Let me give you one secret that has really benefited me in my life, and I'll pass it on to you. On one of your last rehearsals, if you were going to do a choir, you don't have to do a choir, but if you're going to do a choir, I used to tape all of the voices, and I would make my own backup tape. So whether it's piano, whatever, I would make a backup tape, and then you have all of your voices on a tape. I would play that as the accompaniment, and I would sing live with your own voices. It makes you sound twice as confident and twice as huge. And people never know because it's your voices both on the tape and singing live. And people go, man, that choir was great today. And they'll never know why. But that's one way of really amplifying yourself. So do you think that it would be best just to allow the moms to choose the music and accompany the music and stuff? Or what if you took the lead on that? Do you think that that would be too strange? What do you think? I know tradition is hard to beat.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
Can
sure.
we try one song? I mean, in Vietnamese, on that. Remember, on that day we
In
leading.
Vietnamese, I don't think if we gonna go Vietnamese, I don't think we can do it.
What would you practice? Well,
Because it would take us like 10 practices to get even the words. So
are
then
you sure none of them like can read a little?
we can read a little, but then the thing is we have to really be fluent reading it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna.
And usually for those type of songs in
Yeah.
Vietnamese, like if we did, I think we did one like a couple years ago, but that was like 2 months of practice to do it,
Mhm.
and like it takes a while.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
What if I'm going to ask two questions. They're unrelated. One is, does anybody play guitar or piano among you young people? Second question is, is there any good Vietnamese speaker that can read? Because maybe just a reading in Vietnamese from the beginning, and then explain the song, and then go ahead and sing the English song, because that's your language. You're giving part of your life back at the same time that you're showing honor, to the older generation. Does anybody play guitar or piano?
I play piano, but I'm not good at it or anything. I just know the basics. So
Do you play from chords, or do you play from
Yeah.
sheet music?
I play from chords.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Is there anybody else that you've ever played with in the group that plays piano or bass or anything like that?
Nina plays bass, but she's really new at it too. So
She's really what?
new at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of our band members are really new, except for me and the drummer, Caitlin. And then everyone is new at instruments. So yeah.
And all of you girls are the musicians.
Yeah. Like
Uh-huh.
starting a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's okay. That's great. That's great. Lot of groups that got to be very, very famous started off just because they wanted to play music with their friends. That's the way it happens. In my mind, in my life, I've always learned, start small, grow big. And what you've done here is now you have a success. It's a small success, but it's a very real success. Build on that success slowly over time, and soon you will be doing things that you never thought you could do. If you start with too much of a big success, you don't know how to manage it. It's like poor people who win the lottery. A year later, they're worse off than if they had never won $10 million. It's weird, isn't it? You'd think, how could you mess that up? But sometimes you get too much, too fast, you don't know what to do with it. So everything's mismanaged. Here you're at a perfect point because there's still a little stress in your life. You're thinking, now we got to do this. But just think, you get through Mother's Day, the next big event, Christmas. And any fun events that you want to do in between time, I mean, I applaud you. You're doing great. Okay, what else would make mothers feel special? What do you think would make their day very, very nice? And we're not talking about the message now, because the message, we know the message, if we get our desire, we're going to be talking to men. But what else would make mothers feel special? Each of them get a gift or a rose or something like that. I would concentrate on all women. These are my suggestions. Culture, tradition, I don't know what you can do about that, but I would try to enlarge it for all women. If you could have a musical, and it sounds like you usually do, so that's good. What else could you do for the moms that would make them feel very special?
Oh, we did a video last year. Yeah, we did a video last year. All the kids, had a short message, what they said to their mom, and then just put it on the screen. Yeah.
That's cool. That's great. And when you say a short message, you're talking 3-5 seconds?
Oh, it's like 30 seconds or something like that.
30 seconds?
Yeah, and it's just like, thank you, Mom, for blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And you could start taping those almost right away.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a video editor?
Tan did it last year.
I'm not a video.
But you pulled it off.
I'm just figuring stuff out, and I just.
Any other?
Everybody pointed. Ton is.
Yeah.
Is anybody study about computer in a youth group beside Tan?
I don't.
Because we're in high school still,
Oh.
so there's not a lot of college kids.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have somebody that can edit well. Would be nice. Cause I just pull things off.
Evan, can you do editing on the video? He done a lot for my wife for our church, editing and put up video, even like movie, like short clip for the singing stuff. So
Oh, that's
he
great.
likes computer anyway.
Good.
He can help.
Could we recruit you to help us? Yay!
Another idea for the Mother's Day, can we add the video of the husband, the children? We got the children say thanks to the mom. Can we add like
The husband?
the father say something about their
That'd
wife?
be nice.
What do you think? Or
I like that.
can we do some video of the mothers and then put some nice word about the mother, how she appreciates God or the family, instead of only children, but put some of the mothers up there. I think they like to hear themselves, to see themselves.
Good idea.
Maybe instead of the children, we should do the guys.
Yeah,
the father.
guys.
The husband, because we did do children, and I mean, it kind of like, if we do it again, it's just kind of like the children's gonna say the same thing. If this guy is now, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be funny too. So the guy is gonna say some, funnies probably. Some guys are gonna try to be funny. So be fun. I know the guy's gonna be embarrassed to do it, but I mean, it'd be good. For the woman would like that.
Yeah. The only suggestion is start early, because if it doesn't go well,
Redo.
go back, redo. We can go back and do a new plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Would you do it if we say, hey, we would like you to say something about?
I would always do it. Yeah.
That's like that voice kind of squeaked there.
Yeah, I know. A little nervous.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be nice. Something just something new, because we've done a few videos where the kids have said something nice to the mothers and fathers. Never had it the other way around though, where the husband and wife are saying something.
That would be.
And in our Vietnamese culture, we don't usually express how we feel. So maybe
that's part of culture, right?
yeah. So maybe this is a perfect time.
That's pretty good. It's a transitional event.
Public.
Yeah. You guys are in a very, very transitional time. I call it from being an immigrant church to becoming a resident church. And that time, it gets really crazy, because the older generation wants to maintain control, and yet they're not really a part of the culture that they're in. The young people, they want to grow in their control and influence, and they have control over the host nation wherever you're at. But in this case, English, you have American English-speaking friends. It creates a very interesting environment. It sounds like you're doing well in that environment, but be aware of it, that this is going to be difficult. There's a lot of difficulties. That's what I'm doing in the Russian church right now. I'm trying to help them become a resident church rather than just an immigrant church. Yeah. So, very good. Okay. So if every woman got a flower, if you had special invitations, you've got social media, you're going to plan a message. And Pastor, if I were you, I'd try to get that Sunday. And it sounds like, it feels to me as if the senior pastor, he'll give it to you if you ask him. But I would ask him early. We've got 6 weeks between, no, do we have 6 weeks? Almost. 5 weeks. We got 5 weeks between now and May 9th, so that's it.
Yeah.
We talked about music and we talked about a video. Those are two very, very special events.
I think the video we can definitely pull off.
Aiden, do you think 5 weeks we have enough time to practice a little short Vietnamese song for that Mother's Day?
Christine will be good.
I don't know, since we're also leading, and that's big on us too, and we're not even sure if we can
Use the
remember
mic.
ourselves.
I can help with the rest of the thing. If you want me to, I can help for the choir, you know. Or only like even 10 of us sing a short, you know, just come all the children, all the children of the mother come up to the stage and sing a short version in Vietnamese. That's fine too.
You know, you've got a good relationship with Alex right now too. And if you wanted him to come over and coach your choir, he could do it. I watched him 3 nights ago coaching his crew. He does a really good job, very thorough. It helps your friendships to grow too between the two churches. That'd be great.
Or we might ask some of the Russian sing some Vietnamese. Woo!
Oh,
Well, in the
man.
future, right?
I gotta tell you, they're not even doing English that well.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Or maybe we can do a poem too,
Oh, yeah.
instead of singing. I think that might be easier since it'll just be reading, just to get that practice, and everyone can say a little, maybe a tiny paragraph. That's what we did for Father's Day, so
That's good.
yeah, maybe a poem in Vietnamese.
I like that.
Yeah, I think
I
that's-
like
And you can
that.
say in Vietnamese with the poem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
All the kids or just some?
I think just
some.
some like
Just,
7. Yeah.
So
Maybe we
they-
can get like one from each like age group.
Oh, that'd be cute. That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know the poem, right?
No, I mean,
we use the old one.
We can use the old one. Really.
Yeah, that's okay too.
No, that's cool.
But more
That's
participant, you know, more
Oh,
people
only
participate.
Sheila got back. That means they can read it. But yeah,
Okay.
I think that's best because I think right now I have a feeling that the worship band, they're trying to grow because right now they're really at the bottom.
Sure.
So I think if too many things going at once, I think they might be a little stressed. I think that's how they're feeling.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. If in my mind, as I look at our conversation that we've had today on about Mother's Day, at least 80% of our energy has gone into thinking about what will we do on that day. Do you agree? Okay. Now, what do we do with the other 10%? This is what I suggest. We shrink down the planning so that 50% of our planning goes to the day and 50% goes to inviting new people and following up new people. You get that balance. What happens on the day? How do we, I'll use this hand. How do we get them there and how do we follow them up? And so getting them there is a part of the invitation, the Instagram, you start talking about it in a church, and especially when you're all from the same culture and language group, I would start gossip. I would just say, ooh, did you hear what's going to happen on Mother's Day? Gossip is better than an announcement. It'll go farther, faster, and it'll become bigger than you could ever imagine. And then you just go, I never promised that, you know. But I would definitely start the PR campaign. I would start it early. The second thing is and this is where I'm glad that on this first outreach that you guys did, that we did together with me, is that you did send out the email, you followed up, and they were your friends. Okay, that's good. All of that is good. Now, I think you're going to be following up on people that maybe don't come to church a lot, don't want to come to church on Mother's Day, but they do come. The follow-up has to be significantly different. It needs to be driven more. So I think I'm right in saying 50% needs to go into your planning. The other 50% is how to get people there and how to follow them up. At this point, I would do what you guys can do, and I would inform the adult side of the congregation, but I would move ahead in your own power. Let them know what's going on and what you're doing and stuff. But don't take responsibility for the whole day. Only take responsibility for your part. Otherwise, it'll kill you. You know, it's just too much. You're going to be taking that other responsibility of the adult side. If you can take the message, I can give you some ideas for messages that are killer. You know, people will come and they'll go, man, I really enjoyed it. I could come back again to that church. That's what you want. Our goal in disciple making, always to get people to come back and listen to us more. Okay, is there anything that we need to talk about in terms of events and outreach and all that?
Well, for our church, for the adult congregation, we don't really do any. I think we need to start making a card where they can, you know, for new people that comes, we don't really have anything that
to follow up.
Yeah, we don't really do that. So, you know, just have a bunch of cards ready. If you see somebody show up randomly, even on a normal Sunday, give them a card, write down, you know, ask them to write down the information we can follow up. But right now, we don't really have one.
That's great.
Yeah, we just say hey, and then come back next week, you know.
Yeah, and then they never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow up is so very, very important. I had one day I got a phone call, like, Pastor, you called me out of the blue over a year ago. And so I had a guy from not Alaska, Canada, call me. He lives not too far north of Vancouver somewhere, some small town. He goes, our church just doesn't grow. I go, we've had the same 30 people for 10 years. You know, what do we do? What do we do? And the first question I asked was this question: well, how many visitors do you have? How many newcomers come by? He goes, oh, we get someone every week. I go, okay, so that's 50 a year. How do you follow them up? This is his response. He goes, how would I do that? I go, well, do you call them? He goes, I don't have their phone number. Do you write them a letter? I don't have their address. Do you ever visit? How would I find their house? I go, you need a communication card. What you've just said is the number one reason that Rick Warren says that Saddleback Church grew from 2 people, he and his wife, to over 55,000. He says it's the communication card. That card did everything. So unfortunately, you cannot dictate to the adult congregation, but I think it would be very wise for you to have that communication card, and people will go, oh, I filled it out last week. have people fill it out every single week. We want to know your prayer requests. We want to know how you are. We want to know that you were here. All of those things. If you can get people to do that, it becomes a very powerful growth tool. Okay? And you get to know your people so much better. Great suggestion. By the way, it's the number one thing that Rick Warren would say. If you want your church to be successful, get a communication card. Now make sure that you have a card at every event.
Yeah.
Okay, you set the example. Okay, good man. What else are you guys thinking about? Anything? Okay, briefly, let me review some final thoughts with you guys. First of all, let me say, you did great. It was great. You did great. You pulled it off. Oh, did you say anything to Tim or Alex and his crew? Did you say thank you to them or?
Yeah, we want to send them a thank you gift.
Yeah.
So next Sunday, this Sunday.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. Okay, good. Yeah. If you want, you're gonna come tomorrow night?
Yeah.
If you come tomorrow night, maybe we should let someone know, because that'd be fun for you to get up in front, introduce yourself to everybody and just say, hey, Alex and Tim, this is from our group.
Yes.
You guys have seen us. You know, hey, listen, it helps you to grow together. It helps you to grow together.
Have Christina or Heather to say it.
I'm a shy kind of person.
Chris and Heather, that would be great. We have many women leaders in our church, especially among our youth. It'd be
Heather or
great.
Christina?
Heather or Christina?
Huh? Tomorrow night.
I have to finish up homework. I'm still working on it.
Oh.
Huh?
Don't worry, I'll do your homework and you do this.
Like, I feel like
But yeah, I don't know. We kind of like.
How about Kenny, Kevin? What? Just stand up and say thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
a lot of
Adam.
people.
Okay. It's not a lot of people that love you, man. Everybody will be smiling, clapping. They'll go, yeah. No, seriously, you'll be so popular.
What you can do it,
Yeah, Tan, go ahead.
I don't know.
You just short. Just say,
or you can write it down. Just stand
Yeah.
up there and read it.
I would like to just
just thank
Oh,
you.
come
shake their hands and and give it to them downstage.
Oh, come on.
See, I'm like more of a backstage person. I don't really see when I take a good stand up on that stage in the event. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I try my best.
It
to-
was crushing.
Yeah, it's not. I just don't like to stand up on stage. I try even at the event. I try to stay down the stage. Even when I was talking, you guys noticed that. But yeah. But yeah.
Very good.
It's okay. man.
Well, if you wanted to, you could. If you want to do it privately,
Yeah.
you definitely could.
Yeah.
Either way is just perfect. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. But it's a good idea. Gotta admit. Okay, let's review. The biggest circle of people that we are trying to reach is our community. In the community, you're going to have lost people and you're going to have people that know Jesus. You had the experience last Saturday of bringing a lot of people from the community. They don't go to your church, but they did come to hear about what was going on. So the community, this is your fishing pool. You cannot grow a church by fishing with fish that have already been caught. You have to go out into the wild waters. That community, once you get out here, 85% of these people out here need Jesus. If you go here, 0% of these people need Jesus. So where should we be doing our evangelism and invitation? We need to get our message out here. So that's one. The second thing that I want to review, and I'm going real fast today, is the crowd. The crowd is anybody that comes to your church. This circle is not the church, but they're everybody that's sitting inside the church on a Sunday, or anytime we meet, but let's say Sunday for now. The crowd could be filled with 95% Christians. But like say on Mother's Day, someone in this crowd doesn't know Jesus. Okay, someone. We brought them from the community, now they're in the crowd. I'm gonna change this color. Okay, so this next line is where the true church begins. And the true church begins at what we call the congregation. The congregation is anybody that believes in Jesus and they say, I want to be baptized, I want to be a part of the church. Okay. The next circle is a circle that we call the committed. The people in the committed, they read their Bible, they tithe, they attend church, they take notes. These guys are getting pretty serious. If you step over this line, you're immediately saved by God forever. Right here. But in your Christian journey, we want to take you step by step, deeper and deeper into the center of God's will. So the committed, you read your Bible, you tithe, you're in a small group, you're doing ministry. And then the core, these are the people that actually have a ministry. You guys, everybody here this morning, you are in the core. Only about 10% of Christians are doing the work. 90% just come. We have to change that. If you don't get more and more people helping you, like successfully you did last Saturday, everybody was helping, you couldn't have done that event without a lot of servants. And then right here, you have the final circle is called the commissioned. The commission. And these are people that answer the Great Commission, and they say, I will tell someone else about Jesus. These circles, when they grow, they all grow like this. It's like a mountain of sand. If you go to the beach and you want to build a big, big mountain of sand, you know, when I was a kid, I used to just keep piling stuff on the top. Pile more on the top. Pile more on the top. And you'd get it up and it would go, pff. You'd put it on the top. Pff. Why? Because my dad came along, he showed me, hey, you want to build a big one? I go, yeah. He took a shovel and he started building at the bottom and then built it up at the top. You could make a mountain that way. The more outreach that you do, ultimately, the bigger your church can become. If you do not have a big base, you cannot build a lot of attendance. So people, they keep focusing on this circle, and they say, oh, how do we get more people in church? Oh, please, you've got to do more, you've got to do more. That's never the answer. The answer is always to go outside of the church and bring new people in. A church will only grow with new people. Your ministry will only grow with new people. So, you did a good job. It was a test run. You brought old friends that you know. It was a great test. Now, how do you get out into the deep water and start having people come that you don't even know yet? How do you do that? If you try for that, it'll eventually happen. Okay, this is it. Now next week, when we get together, okay, one thing that I want is, and I think it's not too early, let's make sure that your agenda for Mother's Day is 90% complete. You'll always make changes, but you're gonna go just like you like a schedule. Bing, bing, this is gonna happen. Here's the people that will be doing it. Here's the money that we will need. Okay? That's your biggest assignment next week. But we're gonna have a quiz. Okay? Here's the quiz for next week. Ready? Okay. The quiz is I want you to be able to tell me the great, there's two of them. All right?
Great Commandment Commission.
There it is. And I want you to be able to tell me where they are found. Matthew 28, Matthew 22. Just if you get that close, which one is in Matthew 22? The Great Command. Yeah. It starts with the command. I reversed it. And Matthew 28 is the Great Commission. Okay, I want you to know that. Then I want you to know this. I want you to be able to take this circle, and I want you to be able to community, crowd, congregation, committed, core, and finally the commission. And I want you to be able to tell me what happens in each of these circles. Here's what I would say. Any of these words are right. Memorize it any way that you want. In the community, it's filled mostly with lost people. In the crowd, it's people who are looking for answers. In the congregation, these are the ones that are saved. In the committed, these are the people that are learning about the Christian faith. In the core, this is where people are becoming servants and ministers. And in the commission, this is where people are becoming missionaries or evangelists. Okay. If you know that much, that will be great. Okay? And I'll do it on a paper. We'll just see. This is what you must know at this point. For extra credit, I'll ask, where does the true church start? The true church starts at the congregation. Just because people come and sit in a chair in the church, it doesn't make them saved. Right? Okay? So it starts here. And so class 1 brings people into membership. Class 2, we haven't developed this yet. That's why it's extra credit. Brings people into maturity. Class 3 helps people start their ministry. Class 4 that we'll talk about helps people to learn how to bring other people to Christ. So this is the quiz. I'll put it in words and I'll put it in a different way so that we'll see what we are retaining. Spend just a little bit of time on that, and so that you remember that for next week. Can you do it? Okay. All right. There's about 10 minutes. Do you want to coach through do you want to start trying to build your agenda for Mother's Day? Okay. Let's pretend you're going to be the preacher. Okay. And so pastor's input here is going to be very, very important, because you'll need to know what they're doing to support you. And also, will there be anything on that day happening in the adult church that always happens?
Normally we have meal, right?
But yeah, are we gonna have food this year?
We can do like the other.
The boys, I mean the boys, the dads, like the men.
They
take
usually
care of
cook.
food, yeah.
We like to be called boys. It's okay.
Are they cooking or no?
I don't know. We can ask the.
Usually they do.
Oh, yeah, Young's right there.
Go home. She will be
In charge.
in charge. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
So-
see, now you're starting to plan. Okay. So you would have food. What else would the adults do that maybe the young people would not be doing? Is it just you and the youth? Or it's you and some adults cooking? And what else would the adults do on a Sunday?
So usually on Mother Day, all men cook
Cook.
woman
Okay.
on that day.
Great.
But this year is different,
Because of COVID.
COVID. So we don't know, but we're not gonna cook because we're in the new facility and we are very limited in the kitchen.
Yes.
So all we do is probably buy food and, to go box.
In a to-go box.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the flour. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Who does, on Mother's Day, do you guys have greeters at your church? People that say hello to people when they walk in?
Right now, we don't have, but we can make one. I mean,
Yeah.
We can make a team.
Yeah, we need that. Do you guys use bulletins?
No, not yet.
No, because we're not really allowed to put anything up there. It's not really, our church. We're just
Yeah.
renting the place. It's not really our building where we can put anything or posters up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Could it be handed out to people and they take it with them?
Posters?
No, I'm sorry, not posters, but like bulletins for the day.
Oh yeah, we have those. Like we fold. Like there's a sheet
Yeah,
of
yeah,
paper.
okay.
And those are like made, like, and then they're like set at a table right as you walk in.
Okay. Look, I just saw this over here, which is so weird. And look at me remembering all this. Here's a, it doesn't even say Revival Church on it, if you want to, it's the only one I have, because it's the only one I could find in the trash over there. This is that Connect card, name, address, telephone number, and on the back, I tell people, write down your prayer requests and all that. If you want that, based on your request.
Very simple.
Yeah, it's very simple. The simpler, the better. The more, in fact, that's maybe a little bit too much. Not much, but a little too much. The simpler it is, the more likely you are to get someone to fill it out.
Yeah.
If it looks like, a person looks at it, they're going,
It looks like
man,
a lot of work.
April 15th, I gotta fill this out again for the IRS,
Yeah,
You're getting
exactly.
sick, right? Okay, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Okay, any last minute thoughts?
So, do you guys have, so what's the plan for us to get the adult Connect card?
What do you mean?
Like, so, do you need our help, or are you guys able to do that?
Well, I think we can move on. Like we can in charge of all of these. Let's let adult they do something else
Okay.
for the.
So wait,
last-
so you want the youth to be in charge of that?
Do you think you can in charge of even the food this time? Because I can tell you
I
do
think-
excellent food with the night, and you can do it on.
We can
And I can ask the adult, the father can do something else.
We can definitely do that, for sure. 'Cause
Can you
it's-
do like coffee,
Oh, yeah.
decoration, and food, and then I'll ask the adult do something else? Can you do that?
One thing that I would suggest, I'm not being critical. Let me just say that we haven't talked about any of this yet, and let me just say something. It's very important when we're delegating. Delegation means you're going to have power, you're going to have money, and you're going to have decision making. So if I decide, if I can spend money, and if my ideas are taken seriously, then I have been delegated to. I am a delegate. But if we dump on another person and say, get this done, but they don't have resources, authority, or input, then it's very, very difficult. If I were negotiating this, if I were a member of your youth team and I were negotiating, I would say we would be happy to do that, but we need a budget and we also need some adult with us so that they're with us. If I'm going to do the coffee, I need a couple of adult helpers. If I'm going to make greeters, we need adult helpers. If we're going to do this, unless it's just your ministry, like, hey, we would like to sing for the adult service. We would like to do that. Because, and this is no criticism of you at all, but it's important for the adults to start elevating their service. These guys will soon be doing everything. Anyway, they have a whole lifetime ahead of them. What about the people that are sitting on their behind and they're not doing anything every week? You know what I mean? See if you can, your job is to elevate the adults and say, hey, I need you to come alongside. They're going to be, they know what they're doing, but I need you to come alongside and assist. You know, I wouldn't put them over, I would put them in a partnership. You know this, right? Okay, all right? And remember, I want you to memorize something. You're going to do the decorations, you say, show me the money.
Do
Show me
you
the
want
money.
only kids to greet, or are you gonna have adults to greet too?
Adult, on the Mother's Day, the father and the children be greeted as a team, but you in charge. Make sure how they dress, how they greet, how they smile.
Okay, so this needs to be written down. Write down the agenda. Don't worry about details. The skeleton is the most important. That holds you all together. Next week, we put on the muscle. The third, then maybe even next week, we start putting on some of the skin to make it look beautiful. But it will become a living thing. Okay, don't go too far with details. Just make sure that you get a sketch. Every artist will start with a very loose sketch, and then you fill in the detail. Get the sketch. Don't do detail first. Get vision first. Get vision. Okay?